a window on a worsening crisis. In this Paris intensive care unit, it's a race against time to save lives. Healthcare workers are under strain. Hospitals are overwhelmed. The French military's airlifted some patients to other regions and even neighbouring Germany and Switzerland. Spain hit another grim milestone on Thursday as the number of deaths there passed 10,000. The country's cut 900,000 jobs since it imposed strict measures to fight the virus. In hard-hit northern Italy, a deep clean's underway by specialist teams from Russia. Moscow sent plane loads of aid to the country. A Kremlin PR exercise, almost certainly, but one that's raised questions about the EU's ability to support member states. Meanwhile, in Moscow, Red Square was off limits as surrounding streets were sprayed clean. President Putin's ordered people to stay off work until the end of April to control the spread. Brussels responded to mounting pressure for help on Thursday with a proposal to borrow more than $100 billion to protect EU jobs. The Commission chief said it was time for an economic Marshall Plan for Europe.
Many companies are now left with no income, and if we do nothing, they have to lay off their workers, their employees. And this has, as a consequence, when the engine will restart, when the world economy will restart, they will not have the skilled workforce they need to take the offers. So we will lose markets, and this will limit our recovery.
In the UK, no longer an EU member, there's been a surge in the number of people relying on emergency food banks. 950,000 people have applied for welfare support, 10 times the average over a 2-week period. This as British Airways says it was suspending 80% of its workforce. That's 32,000 cabin and ground crew who'll now have most of their salaries paid by the government. More than a quarter of all British firms have now cut staff. This is a crisis within a crisis. Some of the biggest economies in Europe are on their knees, ill-prepared for this unrelenting virus. Neave, Al Jazeera.